Hi, I'm Mary Ann Latanzio, a museum educator at Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, and this is Bridging the Gap, a series of digital art engagements. In this segment, we'll be looking at Two-Headed Figure by Keith Haring. It will be helpful to have paper and something to write with to participate in an activity during this video. So please pause the video now to collect what you need. Before we get started discussing this artwork, let's take a few moments to look at it closely. Start by letting your eyes wander around the artwork, taking notice of some of the details, such as the color and shapes you may notice. You can pause the video now to give yourself a few moments to look. You may be wondering, what is it? The name of the sculpture is Two-Headed Figure, which lets us know there are two different characters here. It's unusual to see two heads on an object, but the artist combined two figures that were common in his works, a baby and a barking dog. They are facing one another, as if having a conversation. Have you ever talked to your pet or someone else's pet? Pause the video for a moment and see if you can imagine what these two figures might be saying to one another. You can even draw or write down parts of this imagined conversation. You may have seen Keith Haring's bright reddish-orange two-headed figure sitting outside on Walker Landing at Crystal Bridges. The sculpture almost feels like it's inviting us to take a seat and relax for a bit. Keith Haring believed in the ability of art to connect us as people and wanted to make his art available for everyone to see. Born on May 4, 1958, in Reading, Pennsylvania, Haring learned to draw cartoons at a young age by observing the artists and illustrators around him, such as Dr. Seuss and Walt Disney. His father, an engineer, also helped Haring develop his drawing skills. Haring later moved to New York City and began creating artworks wherever he could, including blank advertising panels covered with black paper in a subway station. He began to create drawings on the black papered walls with white chalk, and over the next 5 years, he made hundreds of drawings for everyone to see. Sometimes he would create up to 40 drawings in one day. Haring devoted much of his time to creating public art all over the world. He constructed sculptures and murals, or artworks on walls, for charities, hospitals, daycare centers, and orphanages. He would even invite hundreds of children to participate in the creation of these artworks. Haring believed that art could reach every kind of person and wanted to make his work as available as possible. He believed in the ideas of togetherness, equality, and in the joys of life. For your activity, think about one of those ideas: togetherness, equality, or the joys of life. What kind of sculpture would you make to show that idea? Before most sculptures are made, a plan has to be formed. That plan often involves sketches and lots of notes. Use your paper now to create your plan. Begin with a sketch or a rough drawing, showing what your sculpture might look like. Then think about how you would execute or create the sculpture. This is where you will make notes. When creating a sculpture, an artist has to think about how big or small they want it to be. They think about what the sculpture will be made of and where it will be displayed. Outside, like this work of art, or inside. You can write or draw these notes. Just try to include as many details about your sculpture as possible. Pause the video now to work on your activity. Now that we know a little about the artist and his desire to create art that is seen by many, maybe you'll be inspired to share your work. You might draw your idea for your sculpture in chalk outside, similar to the way Haring drew with chalk. Or perhaps you'll hang one of your sketches in a window. As the artist has shown us, there are many ways to express our thought. Art makes us ask questions and search for answers. It brings people together by allowing us to see the same thing with our eyes, while also exploring what's inside our own hearts. Thank you for watching. This has been Bridging the Gap by Crystal Bridges.